Folks, if there's one thing I'm really looking forward to that I just can't wait to see, it's Space Jam 2. I mean, come on. LeBron James taking over Michael Jordan's role, the acting talent that he's got from Trainwreck, seeing good old buddies like Bugs, Daffy, Lola Bunny driving the sexual awakening of a generation, finding out, finally, what is in that bottle of Michael's secret stuff. I mean, it's clearly steroids, but let's find out in Space Jam 2, probably in 2020. Also, I'm looking forward to The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Netflix's new series based on the Chilling Adventures comic of the same name, coming out in just over 2 weeks. We've seen so much from the show already. We've seen a teaser trailer. We've seen the full trailer. We've broken both of those down. But one of the biggest questions still hanging out there has to do with Sabrina's furry pal, Salem. We've seen little bits and bobs of him in the trailers, mostly just walking in front of the title screen or reacting oddly to the phrase catty bitches.
Let's not be catty bitches.
But a lot of people are still wondering where's Salem and to what extent he's going to be in this series. And we got a bit of an answer to that today as Netflix dropped a clip from an episode, we don't know which one yet, although we can assume it's the first episode of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, where Salem and Sabrina first meet. And it is confusing in a lot of ways, so we're going to talk about it for a few minutes, break it down, and talk about how it differs and how it could connect to the Chilling Adventures comic and to the Sabrina series overall. So it was a very short clip. Basically, Sabrina is seen looking at her windowsill and sees some very big scratches. Bigger than the scratches an average cat leaves around the house. I mean, they're all dicks. They all scratch shit up. They're horrible to live with. No one should have a cat in their house. But these are bigger. And Sabrina says that, she says, "Oh no, what now?" Closing the window, just as a demonic voice calls her name.
Oh no, what now?
Sabrina.
She looks in her room, which appears empty, and she asks who it is and for the person to show themselves.
Who are you? Show yourself.
I heard you calling in the woods. And I came.
So, a creature looking like a cross between a xenomorph and Lord Voldemort, Xeno-Voldemorph, if you will, looks out from behind her standing mirror, telling her, "I heard you calling in the woods, and I came." We can assume that means that he arrived. The creature then transforms into a black cat before her eyes, leading the teen witch to say, "Aw," confusingly, before picking it up and saying it's such a pretty kitty, before asking its name as we then go to the Chilling Adventures title card. So that's basically all we get here. It's clearly a tease for the character of Salem, maybe a way to dissuade people from worrying about Salem not being in the show at all. But it's worth saying that this origin of their relationship, or this apparent origin, diverges pretty starkly from the comic series that the show is based off of. In the series, Sabrina receives Salem as a birthday present for her 6th birthday, in part as a way to stop her magical tantrum that she's having because her father's not there. Hashtag Edward is a tree. Like any kid, of course, when she gets the cat as the gift, she wanted a dog instead. I mean, who are we kidding? Everyone wants a dog instead of a cat. If you're going to comment below that cats are great, I have a cat. They're not that great. Anyway, the Chilling Adventures comic also establishes that Salem serves as Sabrina's familiar and protector entirely because of the devil and his orders. The devil basically makes Salem keep an eye on Sabrina and puts him in the Spellman house, with the potential that if Salem does this, the devil will return him to his human form so he can go around impregnating more witches. The one bit of storyline I think that we get out of this teaser trailer that is notable is Salem saying that he heard Sabrina calling in the woods. Now, from what we've seen of the show so far, basically half of the series is going to take place in the woods. And that is totally fair. I mean, you're shooting in British Columbia. There's big, beautiful trees everywhere. Get that foliage on your screen. It is hard, however, to figure out when this scene takes place in relation to some of the other scenes that we've seen. In my mind, I think it makes the most sense for this to come after the scene of Sabrina running away from Father Blackwood and her baptism into the Church of Night. He says that she was calling out in the woods, so I think it's perfectly logical to assume Sabrina flees from the baptism, gets lost, gets confused somehow. She's feeling a lot of emotions. She calls out for someone or some sort of help, maybe returns home eventually. But the devil, who we've seen a lot of, maybe fearing that Sabrina won't join the Church of Night and he'll have no one to come out of a tree in front of, possibly sends Salem to Sabrina in order to keep her going towards the path of the Church of Night. This is clearly totally conjecture on my part, but it does seem like a smooth way of getting Salem into the Spellman house while also connecting back to the story of the devil wanting her to join the Church of Night, or that organization wanting her to join or needing her to join the Church of Night. And also, it gets Salem into the Spellman house in a way that isn't just a carbon copy of what happens in the Chilling Adventures comic. But we've got just over 2 weeks to go until the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina debuts, October 26th. I know I'll be probably watching all 10 episodes as soon as midnight strikes on that Friday, but are you guys excited? What are you looking forward most to? Is Ross Lynch's Harvey hotter than season 1 Nate Richard? These are the tough questions I need you to answer in the comments below. And don't forget to like us and subscribe to Sabrina's Witch Trials, because the next time Netflix drops one of these clips from The Chilling Adventures and I do a breakdown in a very rushed fashion, as you might be able to tell this one is, you'll want to know about it, and you'll know about it first if you subscribe to us. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, facebook.com/Sabrina's Witch Trials, instagram.com/Sabrina's Witch Trials, or at Sabrina's Witch Trials on Instagram, at Sabrina Podcast on Twitter. Follow us in all those places. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, we will see you in the other realm.